Hello, this is Tony Dixon for WDEE TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our top story today comes from the Saline reporter and writer Ben Baird. Several area police agencies worked together to arrest 3 suspects in connection to robberies targeting pizza delivery drivers in Pittsfield Township, Ypsilanti Township, and Ann Arbor. Pittsfield Township Police worked in conjunction with the Washington County Sheriff's Office and Ann Arbor Police Department to arrest the 3 armed robbery suspects, according to an update from Pittsfield Police released September 13th in the evening. The suspects are described as all being between 16 to 18 years old and all being residents of Washington County. 2 armed robbery cases were initially reported the night of September 11th in Pittsfield Township. However, police say the suspects continued their crime spree overnight into the city of Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti Township as well. At 11:20 p.m. September 11th, Pittsfield Township Police responded to a report of an attempted armed robbery of a pizza delivery driver at the Hampton Apartments in the 4400 block of Hunt Club Drive. The suspect produced a handgun and the victim fled the area on foot upon seeing the suspect approaching. No property was stolen and no injuries occurred. At 12:23 a.m. September 12th, Pittsfield Police responded to a report of an armed robbery of a pizza delivery driver at the Motel 6 on South State Street. The victim was robbed of an undisclosed amount of cash, pizza, and a delivery bag. The suspect in both incidents was described as a white male who is 250 to 300 pounds and 6 feet tall with brown hair. Canton Township Police K-9 unit assisted the search in the area where both incidents occurred in Pittsfield Township with negative results. More news on this story can be found on the local news feed link on our website, WDEETV.com. Coming up next, the city of Ann Arbor is experiencing a boom in high-end apartments and condos. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Welcome back. This is Tony Dixon for WDEE TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our next story today comes from the Detroit Free Press and reporter J.C. Reindell. An unprecedented building boom of apartment high-rises and condos has made construction cranes a lingering fixture of the Ann Arbor skyline. No fewer than 6 cranes hovered over downtown Ann Arbor last week as private developers raced to erect more luxury student and post-collegiate housing within walking distance to University of Michigan classrooms. The half-dozen residential projects that are under construction or slated to begin are the latest round in a boom that has been underway for at least 3 years and is permanently altering the city's housing situation. Many of the current and earlier developments specifically cater to UAM students, offering additional near-campus living options aside from blocks of grubby old homes. Other projects have targeted high-earning professionals and empty nesters and are filling up faster than local observers anticipated. Fueling the boom has been an eagerness among lenders to finance high-end student housing projects, the willingness of parents to pay upwards of $1,400 a month for a college kid's bedroom, and what appears to be pent-up demand in general for amenity-filled Ann Arbor apartments. The university has been a player in the construction spree as it renovates on-campus residence halls with new stylish lobbies and trailers dining halls featuring made-to-order entrees. My, that's nice. Yet UAM officials say their dorm renovations were well overdue and not an effort to compete with the flashy, privately built high-rises that have popped up, such as the 14-story Landmark, the 14-story Zaragon West, and the 10-story Sterling 411 lofts. Quote, we're using quality materials, but we're not putting luxury amenities into these buildings, unquote, said Peter Logan, communications director for University Housing. The whole process of the renovations began long before the new student luxury high-rises were even on the drawing board. Next summer, the university plans to open its new $185 million Munger graduate residences, an 8-story building with 96 suite-style apartments and 634 bedrooms. Each room its own private bathroom. The building's anticipated rental rate, $850 per month per person, would make it among the most affordable of the new projects taking shape downtown. Development experts say a chief reason why so many of the new apartment buildings are marketed as luxury is the high cost of construction in and around downtown Ann Arbor. It's not only the price of downtown land, but also the various requirements set by city government that add costs and compel developers to seek big dollar rents by adding amenities. It's a high barrier to entry, said Albert Berez, CEO of McKinley, a national real estate firm based in Ann Arbor. More on the story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website, WDEETV.com. Coming up next, county health, hospital, school officials talk about the increase in severe respiratory illness among children. Hello and welcome back. This is Tony Dixon for WDEE TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our next story today comes from Heritage West and writer Ben Baird. County health officials, doctors, schools, and others are cooperatively monitoring an increase of severe respiratory illness in Michigan among children ages 5 to 17 years old. Michigan has had no confirmed cases of enterovirus D68 as of September 9th, according to Washtenaw County Public Health, but the state is investigating whether the increase in illnesses is related to outbreaks in other states. Enterovirus can cause mild to severe respiratory illness with symptoms including wheezing, difficulty breathing, fever, and/or a racing heart. Enterovirus infections are common in the summer and fall, according to the information from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, but most who get infected either do not get sick or only have mild illness. However, some have serious complications, especially infants and people with weakened immune system. Susan Ringler Carniglia, Washtenaw County Public Health Department Public Information Officer, said that the advice right now for parents is for them to monitor their children's conditions if they are suffering from anything that looks like it could be anything beyond just a common cold, especially if they're having difficulty breathing. Parents should talk to a doctor if they have any concerns, she said. Saline Area School Superintendent Scott Graydon, in a September 10th message to students Families said the district is aware of reports of the strain of enterovirus causing widespread illness in some parts of the country. Although there is no confirmed cases in the county as of September 9th, he said the district is working closely with the Washington County Public Health to monitor the situation. Within the school, Graydon said, staff are taking extra precautions to monitor for illness among students and increase hand washing efforts, as hand washing is the single most important method to prevent the spread of illness in general. More on the story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website at WDEE TV.com. Coming up next, the governor's race could go down to the wire. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Welcome back. This is Tony Dixon for WDEE TV Headline News, coming to you from the WDEE TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our next story comes from the Detroit Free Press and written by Paul Egan. Michigan Governor Rick Snyder, overseeing a slowly but steadily improving economy, has amassed a superior campaign war chest and wields the power of incumbency with which no Republican governor has lost at the polls since 1948. His opponent, Democratic challenger Mark Schauer, is described even by supporters as perhaps lacking charisma and until recently could walk down many a main street in Michigan without being recognized. Yet analysts, backed by recent pollings that show the race a statistical dead heat, say that while there is still plenty of time for the race to shift, Snyder's bid for a second 4-year term could shape up as one of the closest gubernatorial elections in Michigan history. More on the story can be found on the local news feeds link on our website, WDEE TV.com. Next up, an era comes to an end for the Wolverine Food and Spirits in Chelsea. Welcome back. This is Tony Dixon from the WDEE TV studios in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Our last story today comes from the Chelsea Update, reported by Lisa Caroline. When Judy Merkel exited the Wolverine Food and Spirits building on Saturday, September 13th, it was one of the last times she will ever do so. The Wolverine closed on August 23rd, and last Saturday, more than 240 items from the restaurant were sold at an auction held in an adjacent giant tent set up for just that purpose. Hundreds of would-be bidders attended the auction, which began at 11 a.m. Quote, she said, "There's a cabinet I'm looking for," said longtime Wolverine patron Maureen Millen. "When I told my son, who's in the Navy, about the Wolverine closing, he said that he never got to have a beer there. So I sent him a care package with one in it," unquote. Betsy Worth is a cousin of the Merkles, and while attending the auction, reminisced about all the time she spent at the Wolverine. She said, "I had my first beer here." Before the auction began, auctioneer Joseph Merkel IV, son of owner Judy Merkel, offered up a toast with his mom standing right in front of him. "I'm proud they hired me," he said to the audience. "To great times and great memories, and to the best food in town," shouted someone from the audience. And with that, paintings, restaurant equipment, signs, taxidermied animals, and more hit the auction block. You can find more on this story on our local news feeds link on the WDEE TV.com website. For WDEE TV.com, this has been Tony Dixon with the headline news. Thanks and have a great day. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free. Morgan Taylor is located at 133 West Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. Clothing and accessories for men, women, and children at Morgan Taylor. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 734-221-0296. Ask about layaways and in-store financing. At Morgan Taylor, buy 2 suits, get a 3rd suit free.